Welcome to today's show, Legacy Living, Make Your Life Count. I'm your host, Dr. Gloria Burgess, passionate, inspirational speaker, author, poet, and entrepreneur. Welcome to Legacy Living, Make Your Life Count. I'm delighted that you joined me today. I want to give a big thank you to those of you listening all around the world. I'm delighted and so grateful that you tuned in. I sure hope you're enjoying a fabulous day today and that you're having a fantastic week. And I hope you're making a difference in your own life, because when you do, you also make a difference in someone else's life. Now, a lot of folks, a lot of you really want to make your life count for something, but maybe you don't know how, or maybe it just seems a bit overwhelming, or perhaps you simply don't know how or where to begin. So you ask, how do I do that? Dr. Gloria, how do I make my life count? And most importantly, how can I make a difference? Well, it's really very simple. Very simple. If you love people like I do, you can do something for them. Now, some folks call this random acts of kindness or random acts of beauty. I don't think there's anything random about being kind or preferring and creating beauty in your own life and in the lives of others. In fact, being kind and serving others is a wonderful way to pass on your blessings to the folks in your life and to friends and family members, co-workers, even total strangers. It's all part of legacy living. It's all part of how you make your life count. That's right. Now, how cool is that? You make your life count day by day, step by step, moment by moment, smile by smile, every single day, 365, 24/7. That's what legacy living, make your life count, is all about. Now, you can learn more about legacy living, make your life count, by visiting the Gloria Burgess website. That's Gloria Burgess, GloriaBurgess.com. That's the Gloria Burgess website, GloriaBurgess.com, or by visiting Facebook, and that's Facebook.com/DR for Doctor, DrGloriaBurgessPhD /. You can also learn more by simply downloading and listening to previous podcasts of Legacy Living, Make Your Life Count. You can find me on SoundCloud, iTunes, Alexa, Talk Network Radio, and many, many other places. Okay? Now, if you're just joining us, I'm your host, Dr. Gloria, and this is Legacy Living, Make Your Life Count. I'm excited to have you listening in today, and I'm deeply honored that you've allowed me to be part of your life for this next half hour or so you can be inspired by ideas and resources to make your life count. Let me tell you something. You are in for a real treat. Today's show is all about appreciation. That's right, appreciation. Showing my appreciation is actually one of my favorite things to do, and it's one of my favorite topics to talk about. So again, today we're going to talk about appreciation, the power of appreciation, as well as the many benefits of showing and expressing how you feel about someone expressing or doing something wonderful for you. Now let's begin with the benefits of showing and expressing your appreciation. Did you know that as a culture, we don't often show our appreciation? Now, This just boggles my mind that the majority of folks in our culture, we simply don't take the time to say thank you. And we don't have the mindset of showing and expressing our appreciation. Now, why is that? Scientists tell us that it's because as human beings, we're actually wired to focus on the negative rather than the positive. In today's fast-paced world, there are so many things that can make for a bad hair day. Maybe you have a long, tiring commute every morning and every evening. Or maybe you have small children, and it seems like every time you clean up, before you know it, the kids have made a mess again. Or maybe it's the weekend, and you're out shopping for groceries, and somebody steps in front of you in line, just kind of cuts you off. Or you look at your checkbook, and you realize you didn't balance it quite right. So you don't actually have enough money in your account to pay for all the items in your grocery cart. Now, any one of these things can contribute to a bad hair moment or maybe even a bad hair day. And sometimes, I have to admit, sometimes it's simply easier to focus on the bad stuff rather than remember the good stuff, the good people and things and moments in your life. Let me tell you something. If you always focus on the bad, if you always focus on the negative aspects of your life, then this can actually take a toll on your mental and spiritual health. Think about the mind-body-spirit connection. Now, if you know anything about this, you already know that when you have stressful thoughts, that actually translates into stress in your body, which only serves to promote and perpetuate a harmful cycle. Now, did you know that changing your perspective can actually change your life? That's right. Changing the way you look at things, your perspective, can change your life. So, try this. Rather than being annoyed when it takes you an hour or an hour and a half to get to work, instead, think about how lucky you are. How lucky you are to have a job. And rather than stressing out about how messy your house is and the fact that you have dinner guests coming over in about 15 minutes, instead, think about what a blessing it is to come home to a loving family. Right? Think about what a blessing it is to actually have a roof over your head, to have a home. Now, shifting your focus from the negative to the positive will greatly improve your mental health and your spiritual health. It will also create a very different vibe, a different atmosphere for the people around you. And if you want to take your appreciation a step further, try this. Try journaling. That's right. That's what I said. Try keeping a journal. Now, here are just a few of the benefits of keeping a gratitude or appreciation journal. First, it will help relieve some of the stress you're experiencing. Now, isn't that a good thing? Rather than holding on to the negative feelings and holding the impact of that negative energy in your body, you can change your mindset to focus on the good, and then you physically transfer those positive feelings onto paper. Secondly, keeping a gratitude journal can also help improve your outlook on life. Here are some other benefits of keeping a daily gratitude journal. We have trouble sleeping when we have unresolved issues. Okay, I'm going to say that again. We have trouble sleeping when we have unresolved issues. So writing down your feelings will actually help you see your situation, your circumstances more clearly. And when you see things more clearly, this can help you determine the next step. In this case, your next course of action. So, the act of releasing your negative thoughts and focusing on the good ones will help calm your mind, and in turn, help calm your body and your spirit. Now, this will also help you have more clarity about what to do next. Another benefit. When things go sour or wrong in your life, do you sometimes say something like, you know what, I am at the end of my rope? or do you find yourself saying things that you might later regret? Well, keeping a gratitude journal can help you improve your patience and help you find that silver lining. In other words, it can help you find the upside or the good in any situation. Now, you've heard me say this many times. When you make gratitude a daily part of your life, it will become a habit. And when you practice it day after day after day, your whole life begins to shift. So, these are just some of the many benefits of showing and expressing appreciation. Now, I'll share some more benefits later on in the show. But right now, I'm going to share a few stories with you about the power of showing, of expressing your appreciation. This first story is from Taiwan. Yen Chu writes about what happened to him when he did something for someone else. As a volunteer, I recorded several audiobooks for the blind. I received a Braille card that said, "Thanks for my work." Fortunately, the sender also enclosed a reading chart for the Braille words. It took me 90 minutes to figure out what the card said. And it reminded me of how blessed I am and how much I can keep giving. Now, I just love that story. It's very simple, very straightforward, and it reminded me that years ago, I recorded audiobooks for the blind also. Now, I never received a thank you letter in Braille, but this story reminded me of what a precious gift it is to be able to read and appreciate a book. This next story is from Kay. Kay is a retired mail carrier from Ohio. After I'd worked as a mail carrier for 30 years, it was time to retire. I put a note in each one of my 436 customers' mailboxes, thanking them for allowing me to serve them over the years. I never expected that on my last day, so many would hang balloons on the boxes and put out so many beautiful thank yous. I hope I delivered all the mail properly that day, as there were tears of gratitude filling my eyes. Wow. How wonderful to have so many people expressing their appreciation, right? Very, very cool. I know in my own life, I like to express gratitude as close to the actual experience as possible, but sometimes this simply doesn't happen. It isn't possible. Or maybe we're too young to really understand the value and the power of expressing our appreciation and what that can mean to someone else. Now, we all have someone who has made a difference in our lives. Sometimes we have many someones, right? Well, my 6th grade teacher was one of those people in my life. Her name is Miss Gillespie. My friends and I called her Miss G.